create a scene for rendering, you're going to bring the geometry into the Solaris or LOPS context of Houdini. LOPS are used to prepare the scene for rendering. For studios building more complex lighting pipelines, Solaris offers a wide range of scene management tools. For an artist creating a single shot like the gumball scene, the setup is much simpler. So we're going to start by, make sure you're frame 1. We're going to go to the Solaris desktop. And this is a little bit different in terms of how it looks. So here's the Solaris desktop. It looks a little bit different. Now, we're going to go and press D in here. We're going to go to background and we're going to press, let's go dark with this one. So it's a little different than what, the dark gray we've been using. And get rid of the grid. This will allow us to start to assemble things in here. Now if we go down to here, we can go Tab, Scene, Import, place down this node, and we're going to call it Cup Geo. And up here, the destination path, we're going to go /geo. And you'll see why in a second. In the object field, right here, we're going to click. This brings up this menu, and we're going to get the cup right here and go Accept Pattern. And there we have the cup. And now that we have that, you'll see in this area here, the scene graph, we have the geo, so that's the /geo, and we have cup that we brought in from there. The object is the cup. Okay, so let's just take a look at that. So there we go. It's now in here. We also want to create a grid. So we're going to go Tab Grid. Now when we first put this down, we're not going to see it because you can only see one of these at a time. So we're going to set the display flag to see the grid there. And we're going to rename this ground. And just like the other one, we're going to go /geo and now we see geo and ground in there. And we'll see later when we merge them how that affects things. So we're going to go double click to go into there. We're going to make this plane 100 by 100. This is down in the geometry level because this is something this was inside a SOPNet. And then what we want to do is we want to just go space H to look at that. We're going to right click on here and go UV project and put down another node here. And that adds UVs, which we can see here. Now, we just want to initialize that and then change the V range to -1. And that reflips it over so we can see the grid properly here. Okay, so if we go back to this level, you see that either the cup or the ground, we can either see one or the other, but we can't see both. There's the cup there. So what we're going to do is we're going to go put Tab Merge, and we're going to call this Geo Merge, and we're going to wire these two into here and set the display flag. So now we see both of those here, and in addition, we also see under Geo we have both cup and ground in the scene graph over here. Okay, so now we want to add some material qualities to this. So we're going to go Tab Quick Surface Material. We're going to place this over here. We're going to call this Cup Matte. And then we're going to Alt Drag to create a second one. We're going to call this Ground Matte. And we're going to change the color of this for the moment to dark gray. I'm going to wire this into this. We're going to put a merge node down. And we're going to call this Matte Merge. And we're going to wire these into here. So now when we click on here, we see we have two materials in here and two objects. But those materials are currently not assigned to there. So that's the next thing that we need to do. So let's move up a little bit. We're going to go Tab Material, and the second one down is Linker. So we're going to get the material linker. And we're going to click onto this and accept that. And what we can do now is we can take the cup material over here, open up here and put the cup there. Now it's getting a little shinier. And the ground material, we're going to go and put that on here, and that goes to the dark gray. So now let's get a good look at the cup here. And what we're going to do is click on the camera node here, and this gets a view of the camera. We've got some camera. Now this, we don't need to see these. Let's go Shift F1 to hide the hints for the moment. And in here we can use these handles to sort of work with the view, or we can lock this camera, which updates the camera every time we make a view change. So there we go. Go a little bit off center there. Be sure to undo this later when you're finished. Okay, so we're going to click on, and we're going to get a point light here. Right now we're looking through that light, but we don't want to do that. We want to look through the camera. And what we want to do is click on the cup. Oh, we want to use what's called shadow mode. And we're going to click on the cup and press Shift and click on the ground. Now we can Control drag to change the distance, or Control Shift drag to increase the intensity. So we can increase the intensity quite a bit to get that where we need. Or we just come into here and press like 500. Oh, not 50, 500. And then we can Control click, click there, Shift click here to get where we want the shadow to be. Maybe behind. Now we can do that again. We can do a point light here. Go back to camera 1. And again with shadow mode. This time we want to click from here, and we're going to Shift click here, and then we'll just change that to like 200, or maybe 100 because it's a little closer. Okay, and if we want to Shift click maybe so it comes from a higher angle, we can do that as well. Now once we have this, we want to see what that looks like rendered. We're just going to go into here, Perspective, Karma XPU, and it's going to go in, and we're going to get a hybrid CPU GPU render using the Karma render. Now we can, if we want, let's just go to the Select tool so we get rid of that there. We can tumble around. And you see we're tumbling around and seeing it's getting resolving fairly quickly from a rendering point of view. It may do this. Notice it's, there we go. Got to tumble it a little bit more to get it back into there. And of course, because we didn't have the lock on, we can always go back to the camera there if we want to. Down here we have the denoiser that we can put on that will resolve some of the noise in there quicker. So then if I go and do this a couple times, it resolves itself fairly quickly. And again, camera, if we want to, let's click there if we don't want anything selected. Okay, so now we have gone through and we have set up the LOPNet here. We have nodes to bring in geometry and merge those in, materials, loaded those in. We've added a material linker to assign the materials, and then added camera and a couple lights. And so we've got our scene set up. In the next step, we are going to texture the ground surface and take a look at how Copernicus can add itself into this process.